Hi, and welcome to Cover Brand, where we cover all things branding, marketing, and advertising to help you understand what the hell branding is and how it works to grow your business. Welcome and welcome back to Cover Brand. I am Ethan Decker, and today I have Megan Bortner on the show. Megan, hi.
Hi, I'm excited to be on your show.
We've known each other for what, 8 years now?
I think 8 or 9 years, yeah.
Okay. And you still haven't had me over for dinner? What's up with that?
That's true, I haven't.
Also, I haven't had you over to the speakeasy, so we'll fix both of those things in the new year.
Definitely.
But before we get into covering brand and marketing and advertising, let's cover cover songs. What cover song did you bring?
I decided to bring I Think We're Alone Now, by Tiffany.
Nice. Tiffany. I didn't even remember it. Like, I knew it was a pop staple from the 80s. It's like square in the middle of the 80s, too. I don't remember when. But, oh my God, I Think We're Alone Now. Classic 80s vibe. And you're right. It's not an original 80s song. It's actually from the 60s, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Tommy James and the Shondells. Talk about a great 60s band name. But that's one of those. Did you know it was a cover when you first heard it?
I had to phone a friend a little bit and get some help on my favorite covers band, to tell you the truth. But I did not realize it was
Fair.
originally a cover, which is
Yeah,
interesting.
it's such a classic of the 80s that people thought it was a Tiffany one-hit wonder.
Mhm.
And a lot of 80s songs are like that, it turns out. But that's a great one because it's fully an 80s tune. And then when you listen to the original by Tommy and the Shondells, you realize, oh, this is such a 60s tune too. So it works in both eras. Well done. Well done. I will add the Tiffany version of I Think We're Alone Now to the Cover Brand covers playlist on Spotify, which you can go listen to if you want. All the cover songs are there. And then I'm going to queue it up and both of them, I'm going to queue up the original and Tiffany's cover to listen after the show because they're so fun.
Perfect.
Nice. Well done. A happy song. A happy song. So we are going to talk branding, but first, a message from our sponsors. Cover Brand is fueled by Brand Equity Gummies, daily chewables for your long-term health. Each gummy contains 3 times your recommended dose of distinctiveness, familiarity, and mild panic about your Q4 results. And it tastes like strawberry future cash flow. Brand Equity Gummies. Choose your future. Welcome back to Cover Brand. I'm Ethan Decker, and today I have Megan Bortner from Labyrinth Digital. Megan, can you tell people about Labyrinth Digital before you get into your question?
Sure. So I run Labyrinth Digital. We're a Denver-based growth marketing agency. We work with scaling brands, help them with just overall marketing strategy, a lot with analytics and dashboarding, and then we do support advertising on basically any platform that the brand wants to be on, as well as email and SMS marketing.
Nice. Okay, so that's quite a bunch of services there.
It keeps us busy for
And
sure.
yeah, and it's Labyrinth because you help people navigate the labyrinth of
Yeah,
marketing,
we picked
something
the
like that?
name. We saw digital as a maze and it almost needed a guide to help someone navigate through it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we see ourselves in that role of helping our clients navigate the complexity of digital marketing.
And is the labyrinth, I think the labyrinth is your logo too, right?
It looks like a maze as well as a fingerprint.
Mhm.
Because our
Nice.
services we are customized and personalized touch.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So what question do you have that I might be able to help you with today?
So it's for Labyrinth Digital. We are, like I said, a small growth marketing agency, and we're trying to grow. And just wanted to, I guess, some best practices around what you see small agencies do to differentiate themselves and get their name out there.
Okay. Okay. That is not a new challenge, first of all. That is a classic challenge unless it's yeah, you're the only player in a market or it's a brand new category. So it's a classic problem. It's also classic not just for ad agencies, but kind of for most
Mhm.
brands. I heard something in grocery like 10,000 new products are launched every year at retail, at groceries. And of course, most of them don't survive. 9,800 of them don't make it past 2 years or 3 years or something like that. Um, so it's a common problem. What have you tried so far?
I'd say we've done we do a lot of like thought leadership content. So we'll do
Hmm.
webinars, we'll do sharing best practices. In addition to that, we have done more like event type marketing of going to events, presenting at
Hmm.
events. That type of marketing has been a lot of what we've done.
Okay. And do you find those things kind of help you generate leads, or it's unsatisfactory, or they don't work at all?
I'd say somewhat generates leads that oftentimes what I see with an agency, it tends to be a longer sales cycle so that
Uh-huh.
potentially you'll interact at an event or a webinar, but the time it turns into work, it may be a year or a couple years down the road.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that first of all is a hard truth of most B2B.
Mhm.
That in business to business, actually, frankly, it could be pretty true with consumers too. Like if you're selling coffee makers, people might learn about those coffee makers long before they actually buy a
Mhm.
new coffee maker. They'll limp along with the old one forever. Um,
Mhm.
so yes, it could take you a year or longer to close a deal. And then it's always hard to know which deals are really likely and which are unlikely, right?
Mhm.
Um, but your question was specifically like, how do you stand out when it's a very crowded field?
Yeah, I feel like in the
Yeah.
performance agency space, especially to maybe somebody that has trouble differentiating what make is a good agency versus what's not. How do
Hmm.
you stand out and yeah, differentiate yourself and come across
Yeah.
with that value that we do bring?
Yeah. So, what I like to talk about when I help companies understand branding and how branding works, first of all, is that for most people, a lot of brands are pretty similar and are pretty interchangeable. And when you become a brand marketer, all you do is see the exceptions that prove the rule. But, if you're going to buy mayonnaise, most mayonnaise is kind of similar. If you're going to buy a car, frankly, Hyundai has become really good. And it's a little different than Toyota. And certainly those are a little different than BMW, but they all have side mirrors. They all have crash test ratings. If you're going to buy running sneakers, Asics, Brooks, Nike, they're all comparable. They all
Mhm.
have some differences, but they're comparable. So let's maybe use that term, right? So the same would be true for organizations in your world of marketing services and advertising services. Yeah, that there are a lot of companies that are fairly comparable in the space.
Definitely.
You-
There's a
Okay,
lot of agencies.
yeah. So the path to growth tends to be more customers, not more loyalty. There's a lot of market research. There's a lot of empirical research to say this. There's a whole law, a law of brand science called the Double Jeopardy Law, which shows over and over, it's just an empirical fact, big brands have more buyers and those buyers buy them more frequently.
Mhm.
So they have more, quote, loyalty. I hate the word loyalty, but let's just use frequency. So Toyota is a really big brand, right? And what's a small brand of car? Uh,
Jaguar?
Jaguar. Yeah, Jaguar is much smaller. Um, Toyota has a higher repeat purchase rate than Jaguar does. It's just a fact of the dynamics, and the same probably for another like Mini Cooper, right?
Mhm.
We tend to think, oh, Mini Cooper people are just different and they love their minis. Um, but something like 75% of people that buy a Mini Cooper change brands in their next car. And only 50% of people that buy a Toyota change brands for the next car. And that's still 50%. That's crazy. But, big brands have more customers and they buy them more frequently. So you're a small brand, right? Labyrinth is a tiny brand. So number one, your challenge isn't necessarily going to be make people more loyal to you. It's going to be get more people in the door, get more customers. And you're not quite sure if they're going to stick around for a year or 5 years or be small potatoes or be a big elephant or whale of a client. So number one, you just need lots of leads, right? So that's the first thing the brand science would say. The second thing would be when it comes to standing out, there are probably two solid tines on the fork. I guess this is a barbecue fork. This is a skewer or a fondue fork. Let's call it the fondue fork. You know those? Remember those fondue forks with the little two?
I do.
What kind of fork has two tines? Anyway, a fondue fork of marketing would be, here are two ways for you to stand out. One of them is to pick a very specific, narrow vertical where you can really excel compared to comparable agencies and where you can become a big fish in a small pond, or you can become an expert in that narrow thing. Does that make sense?
Definitely. And we've definitely done some with niches that we do a lot of the
Like what?
scaling e-commerce work.
Okay.
And then two of the areas that we do a lot of work on would be like outdoor industry, and then the other would be on the kind of tabletop gaming play.
Cool. Right. So
Yeah.
maybe you become the brand for outdoor companies that want to scale and want to build their e-commerce capabilities. And you just become famous as the people who understand the digital marketing needs of outdoor brands. Right? Because a lot of people buy based on, do I think they get me? Do they understand me? And everyone likes to think that their needs are a little different. Like, I'm an outdoor brand. That's different than a kitchenware brand. We're nothing like each other. No, frankly, they're a lot like each other. But they like to feel that, oh, I'm an outdoor brand. I need to talk to someone who understands outdoor brands. So you could focus that way. Or you could say, for the whole digital marketing ecosystem, I'm going to focus just on TikTok and TikTok commerce or TikTok enabled commerce and become the expert on just that thing. And that helps you focus your efforts, but it also helps you stick in people's minds. And that's a lot of the issue, right? You want to stand out, you want to be sticky. So you can do that by focusing. It feels arbitrary, and sometimes it kind of is, but it's an effective tine on the fork to help Labyrinth stand out. Does that make sense?
Definitely. I think both are good recommendations.
All right. So for that one, and that's just one time, either picking a category like outdoor sports or picking a capability like TikTok enabled or social commerce, right? Those are two ways to focus and become famous in that area. And then you just want to bang that drum over and over. We are the experts on outdoor. No one knows outdoor like we do. Nobody gets outdoor companies like we do. We're headquartered in Boulder, which has the fucking rodeo drive of outdoor brands. There is something, Megan, have you walked Pearl Street lately?
I do from time to time. They definitely have a lot of outdoor brands for sure.
When was the last time you strolled down Pearl Street?
Probably 6 weeks ago.
Okay. So new enough that, and I did a census once, but you saw Nerona is now there.
I did.
The Viking outdoor brand. Himali is also there, another small brand. Stio has just opened a Pearl Street location. And then you've got the big ones like Patagonia and Helly Hansen, right? But if you want to be an outdoor brand, you got to be on Pearl Street. Just like if you want to be a super high-end fashion brand, you need a store in Milan, Italy, right? Or Paris, or the actual original Rodeo Drive. Yeah, if you're a luxury brand, you need an address in Rodeo. So if you want luxury marketing, you want to go to someone who knows Rodeo Drive like no one else. Like
Mm-hmm.
you are the luxury expert. You've worked with Louis Vuitton and Hermes and Gucci and Prada. That's who I want to go to if I want luxury marketing. And that helps you be sticky and stand out. So for you, maybe it is the outdoors, or maybe it is, again, picking a
Mm-hmm.
capability. Cool. So that's one tine of uh, the marketing fondue fork for standing out. The second one is seemingly more superficial. It's seemingly smaller. And I myself call it the little B brand as opposed to the big B brand, which is what your offering is and your pricing and your
Mm-hmm.
reputation and your people. But little B brand is quite simply your logos, your colors, your font, your sound, right? The brand
Mm-hmm.
sound. Do you know any brands that have a sound?
I guess I think Netflix comes to mind, or NBC, of
Oh,
some other,
yeah.
yeah, or
Right.
ESPN.
Netflix. Dong.
Mm-hmm.
And then ND, right? NBC has the chimes.
Yeah.
Yep. And then if I say Arby's, we have.
I don't know that one as well.
You don't
Is it
know
beef?
that one? The beef, the meat. Yes. They've been using this actor Ving Rhames to do ads for almost 10 years now, I think. Arby's, we have the meats. And it's this recognizable sound. The Little B brand matters a lot to help you stick in people's minds.
Mm-hmm.
If you're driving down the highway and you want a cup of coffee, what logo are you going to look for?
Probably Starbucks.
And what is the Starbucks logo?
It's green.
Uh-huh. And?
I think white.
Uh-huh. And what's it a picture of?
The person, the
Uh-huh.
lady. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. The most famous coffee brand in the world, and you're in marketing, and you're like, I think it's green and white, and you'll know it
When you're put on
instantly.
the spot, you're always like,
And again, this is how marketing works. You should not be expected to know the Starbucks logo by heart. That's stupid. And you don't want to. But when you're driving down the highway and looking for coffee or a place to piss, absolutely you want to recognize it right away, and you will instantly recognize it right away. My buddy Fred Hart, who is an amazing package and product designer, says we don't read, we recognize.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you recognizable to your customers and your prospects? And so
Yeah, we
that's Little B
definitely
brand.
try in terms of like what you're calling little B, of being consistent with our colors, our content that we're posting, keeping that in mind. It certainly doesn't have the impact that, say, Starbucks does with billion-dollar marketing budgets and placements
Sure.
everywhere. But we do keep that in mind, the like font, the coloring, things like
Mm-hmm.
that, consistency.
Okay. So you got that piece of it. You're consistent. Are you different or unique or punchy enough to stand out compared to your comparable competitors and to be sticky?
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's
the
a
next
good
level.
call out for sure. That unique enough or sticky enough, edgy enough, we probably have some
Yeah.
opportunities there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think when we do our branding work, our Little B brand, the colors, the logos, the fonts, we like it. We think it reflects our organization. We think it reflects the professionalism we want. But often it fits in as opposed to stands out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's normal, right? You want to dress
Mm-hmm.
for the category. You want to look like a bank versus you want to look like a fast food chain.
Mm-hmm.
But then the hard part is, well, how do you then stand out? How do you become sticky when your brand was kind of designed to fit into a category? And for that is kind of where you, regardless of whether you've got a $2 budget or a $2 billion budget, steal from the best brands in the world who do it well. Aflac, Geico, Starbucks, like we just said. These brands are sticky and different. And like when you see an Aflac ad, you never confuse it for State Farm. Because that duck is all over the damn place. In fact, the Aflac duck is built into the logo now. So in that regard, what could Labyrinth do? This will be your homework, right? What could Labyrinth do to make your Little B brand punchier and stickier?
Mm-hmm.
And the beauty is, yes, you'll have some customers that are familiar with your current logo, maybe, or your current name. But to grow, you can probably blow a lot of that up. McDonald's and Starbucks, they don't want to blow up things. That would be stupid. But you've got an opportunity to create or make something that's punchy and sticky. You know about my brand, right? You've seen my junk, my
I
stuff, my
have. I love the
colors.
orange. It definitely sticks out for sure.
I am orange as fuck. And I plaster everything with orange because, again, as a small brand with a lot of some competition in brand science, certainly a lot of competition in branding, I need to be sticky and punchy. And I am very happy if people remember me as, oh, that guy in the orange. Or the orange one, the orange graph, the graph with all the orange, or the presentation with all the orange bars, because that helps me stick in their brain. And then I've got this little logo, the frelk, the frog with elk antlers. And I plaster that everywhere as well. And I give out stickers and hats, and they all have frelks on them. So there's frelk merchandise, and it's unique. It's kind of like the Starbucks mermaid, which, by the way, Megan, it's a mermaid on the Starbucks
Good
logo.
point. You're right.
No,
No, that's a interesting
you know,
call out in terms of just being a little bit edgy, pushing, trying to be memorable, and I think you're trying it with colors and a unique logo.
Yep. And it can be edgy, or it can just be whatever it is. Like I wouldn't call the Netflix sound edgy. It's dramatic, but it sounds like the beginning of a movie in a weird way, which is what they kind of wanted. Yahoo, do you remember they had the yodel?
I do.
Yahoo! And that was very memorable. And they had purple with an exclamation mark. They had big B problems, big B brand, their product and their service and all that stuff. But they stuck out and they were memorable. So that would be the second tine of the fondue fork for you, is how do you make the Little B brand for Labyrinth Digital more sticky and more easy to notice and more easy to remember, easier to remember.
I like that. I like the
Okay.
example you gave even with your own brand. Is there other small agencies that aren't your own that's come to mind that do a good job with Little B branding?
Yeah, there's one, and of course, here we go. I can barely remember the School of Amazing Advertising, something like that. Let me look it up. Amazing Advertising, X Wyden and Kennedy people. School of Astonishing Pursuits. Oh, and that isn't even right. It's actually called the Audacious School of Astonishing Pursuits. ASAP. Haha. ASAP. I want it ASAP. By Jason Begley of Wyden and Kennedy. And it is very distinct in a world of ad agencies that is kind of semi-professional and kind of milquetoast. The Audacious School of Astonishing Pursuits is very different. And stand out and sticky. I don't know about the Big B brand, how well they're doing, whether they've got their customer target focused or whatnot. But I do know that from a Little B brand perspective, it is definitely stand out and sticky. There was an agency, a traditional ad agency called Taxi, I want to say from Toronto. They were pretty distinctive as well. And then, frankly, it's so funny. There are almost no marketing or advertising agencies that have a mascot. I mean, mine's close to it. I'd have to animate it and bring the frog to life for it to become a real mascot. But even the company that created all the best mascots for Kellogg's, I think it was Leo Burnett, like their logo is Leo Burnett's signature and a black pencil. So there's a B2B company. Do you know of Salesforce?
Of course.
Of course. Do you know their mascot, their character?
No.
Astro. Astro is a little dude person. I think they're gender neutral. I mean, it's just a little character. Astro, it usually runs around in a little squirrel outfit, but also runs around in an astronaut outfit and other stuff. And then they've got a whole bunch of other mascots and characters. They would also say, and I think the guy even said it, some would say, that a serious B2B company like Salesforce has no business having furry animals as mascots, but it has materially impacted their business in good ways and helped make them more noticeable, more memorable, and more friendly, because SAS sounds very cold and sterile and heartless. And those little characters bring a lot of heart to it. So there are some good examples. I could provide you some more, but that's the assignment, right?
Yeah, no, that's super helpful. I appreciate it.
And the two tines of the fondue fork here, I guess you could say the Big B brand one is, how do you focus the company and the target in a way that makes you stickier and easier to notice and you stand out? Because you're the best expert in this, or the only person for this, or the only go-to for this. And then the little B brand tine of the fork, which is, how do you actually make your font, your colors, your mascot, your logo, your sound stickier and more noticeable and make it stand out as well? And color is a great example of that, a la Applied Brand Science.
That's super helpful. Thank you, Ethan.
Cool. How about this? You'll do your homework, and we'll get together at your house for dinner, or at my speakeasy for cocktails in a year, and we'll find out how it went, and then we'll get you back on the show.
I love it. That sounds great.
Okay, Megan. Thanks for talking, and I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Are you planning a big team offsite, a sales meeting, or a large company event, and you want to bring in a speaker who will blow people away? Then your first call should be Oprah. But if you can't get Oprah, call me. Also, if you got something out of this episode, think of one person who might also get something out of it and send it to them as a way of saying, hey, thinking of you.